Are there any societal or psychological implication associated with a significant rise in betting activities that amidst these economic difficulties?
Of course, there are. I, for one, I I don't do betting anyway, but I've seen a couple of people engage in betting, and then you see that they spend quality time doing it. Their conversations, their group of friends, the people they move around with, I mean, they're all tilted to this gambling stuff, betting as they call it. And there will definitely be a psychological effect, if you ask me. Why do I say so? I mean, it will affect their behavior, it will affect their day-to-day relationship with others, and they get a quick shift from the norm, which is making a good, what we call a good, we might want to say is gambling not good. I don't want to go into that anyway, that's a long topic to talk about, but I mean, there are several other good ways we can make ends meet and get a living. But for those who engage in it, I'm not saying they're doing something bad. I'm not here to condemn anyone. But I feel it will now rule out the good effort you put in to go to school, you know. You go to school, you come out, you hope to get a good job, a responsible one. I don't think if you see anyone who bets and you really term them to be that responsible because you feel they should do better with their time.
Will you say that majority of this youth, even adults, like I talked about, are into this business because of hardship, or will you say it's just another way of course, these days you realize that the youth are so in a haste to make money. They want to make overnight wealth. So will you say that is part of it, or they just see it as a business?
Well, for those who own it, it's a business. But for those who engage in it, they are actually helping the business industries thrive. But for those who also engage in it, like you asked, will I see it as it's because of of course, the poverty rate is affecting how people think now. You know, they just go out of their way to do anything at all that can fetch them resources. You know, and because of that, they forget social norms, they forget values in doing so. And well, I wouldn't really want to blame them. Why? Because the economy, our government isn't doing much. Anyway, they might be doing much, but probably it's not yet reaching everywhere. Their much isn't felt everywhere. So you now see that the youth are bent on making ends meet. They feel suffocated. You know, I mean, see the rise in everything. Even to go to school now, everything just keeps escalating in price. And you then begin to wonder, how do you cope? How do you feed? How do you fend for yourself? When you're left without a choice and someone brings the promising opinion or idea to you, you want to welcome it. So I won't want to blame them entirely, but it's just a shift.
You know when most of these people come up to say we are doing this because of the hardship, and all of that. I mean, this, like I said earlier, betting cannot be overemphasized. This is something that has been before even the removal of subsidy.
Of course.
So if it has just happened, people would have been like, oh, this came to play because of what is going on in Nigeria now. But it has always there. I came up to know about betting. I mean, it's not something that just happened. It did not just come out of it. It's something that has been there. But I will ask, how does this trend affect the financial well-being and the stability of individuals and families in this country?
It has helped quite a lot of persons, though. You know, there's a win-win thing or win or lose thing. So when they engage in it, some of them win at some point, and when they're happy, you have no choice but to smile with them because at least what they have gotten will help them pay a few bills, you know. But sometimes too, you just feel for those who lose because you use resources to get resources. They are using money to bet, and when they lose their resources, that would have fixed a meal or two for a day, you know. But then when they lose that, then they have also lost that meal for that day. So you have no choice but to sympathize with them. But it hasn't done much, because the few persons I've met, you know, if you should check their gains to their loss or to their losses, it's quite huge. Some too, if you check their losses to their gain, it's still huge. So, well, for some, they are striving in it, they are doing well. Others aren't, you know, and some of them give up and like, I'm not doing this no more. But then, economically, like you can see, it's increasing. It's increasing, though. It's helping the economy somehow. We just hope, well, everything becomes stable with time, and then they look for better enterprises. I don't want to term it bad.